Hello folks, this is Ralf with Stray Benzes. On today's episode I've got just a couple of things. Number one, a huge thank you for whoever did this for me. And it totally mystifies me, but anyway, here goes. About 3 weeks ago, I got a package from Lowe's home delivery, and I had to look. I have an account with Lowe's, but I don't even remember buying anything from them ever. Anyhow, I open the package and I find a complete set, metric and standard Ratchet box wrenches. So these are the ones. In one video I was struggling with the regular wrenches and you couldn't get a socket on some of the things on the bumper chrome. Anyhow, whoever did it, thank you. These are clutch. These come in really, really handy in tight corners and stuff like that where you can't put the regular socket set. That was something. And I even tried to reach out to Lowe's. And here's a shout out to any organization, any company that fights AI and still offers personal one-on-one service to anyone who calls. I tried and tried and tried. I went in circles for half an hour and I could not even reach out back to anyone who might have the mystery sender. They wouldn't let that go other than you got the package. Well, what more do you want? And it's like, all I want is to reach out and say thank you. That's all. I don't want to know. I would like to know who, but it's immaterial if you can't tell me. And the AI bots, the chat bot, and then the never-ending telephone circle. You know, after 25 minutes, I finally got a person, and that person also was of no help. It's like, oh my God, that was very painful. But nevertheless, I got it. Thank you. And yeah, there's that. The other update, Smokey is finally on the road. Hood is up. Yeah, I know. I'm doing a couple of things that I need to clean up, literally clean up. No, it's very late fall. The temperatures are dropping and I'm not really looking forward to be under the car. And that's a good segue into the other topic, the rust repair. I eventually got my pieces of repair sheet metal from Germany. And here's a shout out to the company in Germany who at least sent it to a relative of mine who then could send it to me because of this tariff BS. The Europeans don't send packages without a lot of rigmarole. So I finally had a relative send it as a gift, and I still had to pay like $30 worthwhile of import tariffs. Anyway, don't get me started. Anyhow, finally got it. And I think you probably remember the one video where I showed the car jack points where all of them were all but one. I mean, the fourth one fortunately didn't need as extensive a repair as the other ones. But there's one thing I can tell you. When you open up the small inspection hole and you see a pretty good amount of rust around the jack points, hands off if you don't want to pay through the nose for somebody to weld it up. Fortunately, I have a MIG welder. I've done this stuff before, so I can do it. Don't enjoy it because it's under the car and the spatters all over the place, and especially, you know, if you're a shady tree mechanic like I am, doing that even in the garage is not fun in the winter or fall when the temperatures drop and the wind blows. But here's one of those repair plates. This is the let me see, that is the the driver's side, sorry, the driver's side. Here, this one is the drain, a drain hole that gets capped. This is the actual jack point where the big rubber grommet goes into that you put your car lifts under, and that is where you normally put the jack, so it kind of sits like that. It's pre-formed. This is one of the only ones, because on the interweb you can get like the upper portion and you can get the lower portion, but you can usually not get it as one solid piece. And when I mean solid, This is 1mm sheet metal. This is awesome. It fits perfectly. I was able to fix all the points. There was some wheel well repair, even though it wasn't necessarily wheel well, but it's like where the body cladding at the quarter panel towards the door sits, that was all rusted out. So I was able to get that fixed. And it looks awesome. I'm going to show you in a moment. But anyway, that's a big shout out to this organization that provides that. I've not found anybody else offering a piece of sheet metal like this. Of course, it's useless if you don't do any of this repair yourself. I can always recommend get the best example of a car without rust and technical issues, because it can cost you a bloomin' fortune. I don't want to think about the type of money that I put back into this one, and this one is already, I mean, the interior is immaculate. Engine is, I mean, it's not perfect. It's not showroom condition, and this is not what I'm shooting for. And any of you guys who own these old cars, you have your own motivations, and it's almost like a personal journey, whatever floats your boat, right? I'm more for one, hey, if it's an old car and I enjoy to drive it, and I drive a lot, so I might as well enjoy it a lot. So it needs to be safe, it needs to be looking cool, as original as possible, and also as updated as possible, because in a lot of traffic you want to make sure that you can pay attention to everything, you have access to modern technology, that you're not stuck in the past. And yeah, that's that. I mean, there are other folks who might say, it's like, oh my god, I want to get it back to showroom condition. And then there are some folks who go all out in lowering, doing all kinds of things. I have to say, I'm not a real fan of the hood stack on diesels, but that's a different episode. There's a lot of folks who want upgrade their cars with different rims and lowering kits and stuff like that, and performance. Anyway, I'm happy to keep it as original as possible. This one, I have to say, is a lot zippier than the first 300 SDL that I had. I have a sneaky suspicion that the one I had before this had an issue with the turbo, because when I take off the crossover pipe, this one has a lot of air coming out in the turbo whistle, which the previous one had not. But anyway, so I'm going to show you a couple of things on the car where these things went in. You can barely see it just because the body cladding goes over top of it. The clips, when you take off body cladding, huge tip, don't try to not bust any of the white plastic clips. Some of these are ultra expensive, making me think I should go into getting myself a 3D printer for home just to get some of these things remade, because it's ridiculous how much people want from this on the interweb. Some of the stuff you can get fairly cheap, and you know it. Be really careful with the stuff on Amazon, because it's made with pride in China or elsewhere, and it's usually of questionable quality. But anyway, another thing that you need to explore, live and learn. Don't buy too much of the stuff. Sample, buy a sample if you can, and go from there. So here I'm going to show you a couple of the things that I did body repair wise. Unfortunately, it rained overnight, so it's quite messy. But I just took the dog out for a walk, so the car is wet. But I'm going to try showing you a couple of the repair zones. Well, it's not, you might not be able to see it too great down there. There are a couple of pieces welded in there. Behind here, this was rusted out and it's back in shape. Like I said, all four jack points were thoroughly screwed up, and they are back into tip-top shape. And you can see, yes, the car does have a couple of blemishes here and there, but overall it is really in good shape. Engine runs beautifully. One tranny leak, that is I had one static leak that I was able to take care of, which was the Bowden cable one at the tranny, and now there's a dynamic leak at the main seal, so that's going to be fun to do next year if I can push that out. It's really a nice example, and now that I'm thinking about it, with the body cladding on, you won't be able to see much. I know that behind here, this was completely rusted out, and that was not necessarily the lower part. That was actually the fender that rusted out. They do that right there where you mount them to the body, and usually there's rust right here. There's a screw or something, and that is usually rusting out. I'm enjoying the block heater on this. Gets nice, warm and cozy really quick. Yeah, so Smokey is finally on the road, and that wraps up this episode of Stray Benzes. Keep those old classic cars on the road as long as you can, and I hope that my videos help you keep yours up in tip-top shape too.